What's up, world? Welcome back or to my channel. My name is Aggie, aka Nurse Ags. In today's video, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of inspiration as to what you can pack for your work lunch. For those of you who don't know, I am a labor and delivery nurse. So I work long 12-hour shifts at night from 7 p to 7 a, and I really do my best in packing something that won't weigh me down and give me the itis, if you know what I mean. The itis is basically when your food knocks you out into a coma, a food coma. So I'm gonna be showing you how I make this super easy and super delicious chili recipe that's really flexible and you can add and take out whatever you like or don't like. As well as my favorite snacks to pack. So if you're interested in seeing what's in my lunchbox or trying to get some inspiration as to what you can pack for lunch, then please keep on watching. Okay, so let's talk about our seasonings and spices. This is what makes your chili taste bomb. You may have some of these in your cabinet already, which is awesome. Salt, black pepper, oregano, cumin, chili powder, and paprika are your base. But do not forget your Maggi cube because that's what takes this dish to a whole nother level. I also like adding Worcestershire sauce. It gives it a nice robust, okay, with the fancy words, eggs, robust flavor. I love it. For my veggies, you can add whatever you like I said, but make sure you have diced onions because that will give it a really good flavor. I also have diced carrots, celery, and bell peppers. And it looks nice and pretty. I like the way it looks in my chili. And then also you can see I have ground beef here. Sometimes I use ground turkey. And behind I have my black beans, corn, canned tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, and chicken stock. So I always start by rinsing off my canned beans and corn and draining it all. I like to do this to get rid of all of the excess salt that's packaged in it. That keeps it, long lasting. But I don't need that in my diet, all that salt. Plus I'm going to be adding salt anyways. So I like to drain and rinse that off, and that's what I'm doing here. The cool thing about chili is you can add whatever kidney beans or beans in general that you like, and it's filled with lots of protein. Sometimes I'll use light kidney beans. Sometimes I'll use like chickpeas. It's really whatever I'm feeling, or sometimes I just have fun and experiment, but you can't really go wrong with this combo, which is black beans, kidney beans, and corn. The corn gives it that nice sweetness that I love. So I start off with 2 pans. You don't have to do this. I just was in a rush and it makes the whole process a lot quicker. So in one pan, I'm just mashing up my ground beef to make it cook a little bit easier and evenly. And then the other pan, I have about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And I'm making sure it's nice and hot so I hear that sizzle once I put my veggies down. Look at my beautiful veggies, guys. I have my bell peppers, celery, carrots, and onions. I always start with sauteing my onions first, and then I'll add in my bell peppers and let that get nice and translucent for about 3-4 minutes or so. And I'm kind of going back and forth between mixing my ground beef and mixing up my onions and bell pepper mixture. And so now I'm going to add in the rest of my veggies to my onions and bell peppers and let that get nice and soft. This is what the ground beef looks like after about 5-7 minutes or so, but we're going to drain all that excess oil because we don't need no clogged arteries up in here. And I'm just going to add to that some Worcestershire sauce, salt, pepper, several dashes of the Worcestershire sauce. All right, now back to my veggie mixture. I added in some minced garlic, about a teaspoon of that, and I'm going to dump in all of my seasonings. Now, guys, I don't really measure how much of each I put in. I just kind of let, go at it. But I would say to put at least a teaspoon of each, and you can add more or less of whatever you like. I will say I tend to add a little bit more chili powder than I do the rest of the seasonings. And for the Maggi cube, which like I said, don't you leave that Maggi cube out because it makes the dish taste so savory, and Maggi cube is just bae, okay? I put it in literally everything I cook and it makes it taste so much better, trust me. After that, I'm really just gonna proceed to dump everything together. So I added in my seasoned cooked ground beef to my veggie mixture. I'm making sure to scrape up all that goodness on the bottom of the pan. That's so important. And then I'm going to add in all the canned beans that I drained and rinsed earlier with the canned corn. And then my diced tomatoes. I add a can of that. And then a large can of crushed tomatoes. That's going to give it that nice chili consistency. And I'm going to proceed to continue to mix this all up and add a splash or so of chicken broth just for some added flavor. You can use veggie broth. I mean, honestly, you don't even have to have ground beef in this recipe because the beans alone add tons of protein. So now I just have it covered up, and you can let it simmer for as long or as little as you like. The longer, the better, because it gives the flavors a little bit longer to marry each other. So here I'm just packaging it in my little to-go container. As you can see, 75% of the chili is already gone because my family ate it. They love this chili recipe. But I just love it because it's so easy to make. The whole thing took about maybe like 20 minutes. Maybe 20, 30 minutes. 30 minutes tops, okay? And like you can make a large batch, freeze it, refrigerate it. So easy to meal plan and so easy to warm up at work and to eat. If you like, you can put little toppings in Ziploc bags, like shredded cheese, for example, or sour cream, avocado. That tastes really good. And this is what it looks like. Super yummy and easy and delicious and nutritious. Can't forget that. So let's hop into the snacks. Apples. I love apples, but I only eat them if they're sliced. So I go ahead and take a minute to do that and put it in a little Ziploc bag. This is probably one of the first snacks I eat. Oh my gosh, I love Nature's Bakery's fig bars, specifically the apple cinnamon flavor, but they have tons of different ones. And they have no high fructose syrup, they're dairy free, zero trans fat, all that good stuff. And then I like to add, sometimes I'll bring like mixed nuts. This one has an assortment of like cashews, peanuts, almonds, just a nice little protein packed snack. And that is it, guys. I'm just packaging it in my cute little lunchbox, and that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.